can go on.
Okay, so this is a basic diagram in order to understand how the flows or the happy flow goes, okay? So on one side we have Aragon, it means all the smart contracts running on Ethereum, obviously. Then we have the Discord server, in which we have this server with channels, in which all this interaction between users is gonna be. Some users with specific roles, they may propose votings, okay? And the users of that channel, right now, all the users of that channel can vote, but in the future we can do something that they need to have a specific role, okay? And then the part where witness comes into play is about reading the outcome of the voting and triggering all the smart contracts calls. Like in the case of Aragon, maybe you can also explain us later how Kleros work. In the case of Aragon, all the proposals, they have like a scheduled transaction in which there is a dispute window where everyone can dispute the proposal. And if this dispute window goes without any dispute, it can be executed, okay? And what can be executed, I suppose, is similar in Kleros. It's like almost everything. There's a part of the action is like one part is the selector of a method, then you can do whatever you want. Right now, this is a POC. What we do is only transferring Ether of the government, okay, to a target. So the example voting we do always is like, do you want to give a grant for that people? Yes or no? No, it's a yes/no voting, and if the voting passes, automatically the bot in Discord will trigger the schedule and execute transactions that will send the funds to that address. This is the flow. More, I don't know if I can do that. You don't see that, no? 1 second. Like that, no? Better?
Yeah.
So, let me check. Okay, this is the flow more in detail. So stop me if I'm assuming things you maybe you don't know or you know. So on the left side we have the Discord server. That's not us. So we have a bot that is just the backend of the Discord bot. The idea is like you set up, let's say, okay, you set up like a channel saying I want this channel to be linked to that specific DAO, okay? Behind the curtains there is a subgraph server just getting some information about the Aragon contract and so on. And the idea is like the Discord server reads the proposals within the server. If you have the proposal, everyone will start voting and everything. Once the voting ends, in order to retrieve that information from the Discord server, there's going to be a data request sent out to Witnet saying, okay, please, I forgot something super important. This part here in the bottom, they are another actor of our solution. Here it's labeled as middleware servers, that is better understood as reaction monitors, okay? It means within a channel, you have the bot that is triggering all the transactions, but you have also other entities, okay, that are acting as reactions monitors. Those are gonna be, let's say, like actors that will be checking all the votings from all the users, okay? So the idea of those reactions monitors, as you know, in Discord, you can vote, you can put a thumbs up or thumbs down, but you can always retract votes, okay? And you could do that even if the voting period is over. So for that reason, we thought about having like a set of monitors, reactions monitors, that the idea is like they should be independent parties, okay? Imagine a DAO, you have different actors, and maybe one could be the Winner Foundation in the case of our POC, the other one could be an actor from Aragon, and the other one could be whatever. So the idea is like they can check all these reactions. So then a data request is created and posted to Witnet, and this data request will fetch all the results of the votings, querying those reactions monitors. Okay? So they will retrieve the results from the reactions monitor, and then they will, once the result is finished, the Aragon bot will, they will ask also whatever, and the Aragon bot will read if the voting has passed or not. They will have the result of the data request. It means there is going to be a proof that at that time all these reactions monitors had this that result, and they will put this proof as part of the scheduled transaction. Okay, so it means they will send out a Ethereum transaction saying I scheduled this proposal. As part of the payload is the proof of the result of the voting. Once they send it to Ethereum, to the contracts, and then the same thing I explained before. When the dispute window has passed, they execute the proposal. And that's it, more or less. I don't know if Adan or Thomas want to add something.
At the end of the day, with Witnet, normally when you send a query to Witnet, you normally have multiple data sources, and the advantage of Witnet is that the requests themselves are explicit on how to resolve any kind of inconsistency between multiple data sources and so on. So in this case, this middleware thing are the data sources. Let's say the data request that is being sent to Witnet is using the different instances of the reactions monitor of data sources. And the point also is because Witnet data requests are public, anyone can see them, so you cannot directly query APIs that require authentication, and that's the case for the Discord API. So the reaction monitors are basically just a very little server that connects to the Discord API using independent credentials. So if a Witnet Foundation is operating a reactions monitor or Kleros is operating a reaction monitor, they are using their own credentials for reading from the Discord API. And then they are serving the results of the votings in real time on the open with a REST API, so that the Witnet nodes can actually query those results.
So maybe you can also share like a super quick example of the bot, not in real time, because as you know, we have to wait for the windows of the votings and so on. Everything is configurable. You can, right now we have for the POC like 4 hours of dispute window, but normally it should be 48 hours, 1 week, whatever you want to set. Let me check which one. Okay, this is like a demo we did in the past, okay? So normally the challenge you can do like a calling setup, okay? You say setup this channel, and you set the name of the DAO and the role of the users that they can propose votings.
Maybe on a new channel, for example?
Let's say, I don't remember which one this was. Okay, this is some test I did in the past. I think
I'm not sure if it's going to work on that server.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm not running the bot, especially in this server. You're right.
Yeah, because this is a.
You can do it on Witnet, on the Witnet one.
Yes, I can do that.
Right there.
Let me create a new one.
This is the one in production. So
yes.
This will work.
Set up and divide like 2, I think so, and then you can say admin, okay? Or maybe you can do like that. Set up, okay? So there we have like nice text like how you should set up the bot. Okay, don't look at that because these were some tests we. I can explain that. A guy is already testing this and using for its own thing. We don't know much. It's its own project and whatever. And the guy was trying to do some tests with a DAO, and he was having some troubles. And one the trouble he had is like he was not authorizing the bot to create proposals. As easy as that. So troubleshooting, I always like to do it myself before saying that or the other thing. So, okay, anyway, you can see it here. So, for example, you see ACL out, that's the thing. You cannot see, sorry. I will forget, you can see. This guy had this product. So, let me go back. Sorry for sharing and stopping the whole time. Okay, so coming back, so we can set up a DAO. I think the name, I'm not sure, is like that. We set
That's the name
role,
of our Aragon DAO, testing Aragon DAO.
and the role of, no, okay. I think,
No.
I don't remember which one we set up. Okay. That's why I didn't want to do that. Angry Violet, maybe, and things like that. Okay. Sorry. Water.
Basically, the thing we also explained to Alberto, some of the Aragon team are not being so responsive enough, and every period of time they try to, or they do new things and remove everything.
Yeah, I mean, this is
our current DAO. It was Angry Violet, and now it's
they have a registry. I mean, they have the subgraph, okay, and they are listening to a registry of different DAOs. And sometimes in this is running in Linkedy. Sometimes they delete everything without notifying anyone, which is a pain in the ass. So anyway, we can take a look to the part. So we can even do that. So the smart chain, I think, should be there. Set up a smart chain. This is the one that is not going to work because it's with the bot, the address of the. No, you see, they delete everything. So okay.
They deleted everything.
Good.
It's okay. We didn't need the full demo. You can just show us.
No, I mean, I didn't prepare the demo, otherwise I would have it prepared. So normally you do the setup, okay? And with the setup, what you do is like all the users with that specific role, they can create proposals, okay? As Adam was saying, part of the things that you have, like, you should have some reactions monitor. In this case, we have 3. And then you have like the links to invite those reactions monitor to your server just by one click. This has to be done only once. It means once they are on the server, they are in all the channels. Okay? And then you can do proposals. Like in our case, the proposal is super simple. It's like, I want to do a proposal. I want the proposal to end in that date. This is the text of the proposal. Do you want to give a grant to that entity? And then this is the part of the action. Like this is the address, the destination address, where the ether is going to be sent, and this is the value. So there is a proposal, people can react to that with thumbs up or thumbs down, okay? Like, I don't have thumbs down. Okay, thumbs down. Here the reactions monitor are not reacting because the proposal is already over. And yeah, and that's it. Once the time passes, there is like a scheduled transaction sent to Etherscan, so to Ethereum, sorry. And then after the dispute window passes, there is an executed transaction. I think I have it somewhere. No, sorry. I have it here. Here's an example, okay? So at that point in time, after the proposal is over, there is a witness data request sent and executed with the result. And when the result is there, the bot triggers a and a scale transaction, and then an execute transaction, and that's all. I don't know if maybe you can explain also if Kleros has a similar flow or not.
I like it very much.
A question before is just so in this scheme you would need to have the full transaction payload for the execution of the proposal ready, like in your example with the recipient address and the value. And I was wondering if it could work with just, you know, a text-based proposal where you don't have yet the implementation transaction payload prepared, but you...
And what's the result of that proposal? Is just a voting or it's a transaction? I mean, if it's just a proposal without any payload, let's say, any action.
Jimmy, maybe you can explain the
whole
process of governance by proposing a heap so that they can understand it.
I will do it. That was unrelated to the, but yes, I will come back to it. So yes, proof of humanity and Kleros right now are not using Aragon. It's simply using a Gnosis safe multisig.
Okay.
And as the owner of that multisig, we have a Kleros governor contract. Kleros governor is similar to what Aragon does, meaning you submit a transaction with a payload of a proposal execution to the governor. There will be a set dispute resolution period, often 1 week. It can be set where anyone can challenge that transaction payload, saying it's not compliant to what was written in the proposal. And if it goes to the end of the dispute resolution period without any challenge, it is automatically executed by the Kleros.
So it's exactly the same. So it should be fine-tuning and exchanging one method for the other.
Exactly. So it's almost the same. It should be easy to customize. Just as another point, we're working a lot with Gnosis Safe, and this Kleros governor contract that we use right now for our DAO and proof of humanity. Gnosis Safe has done the Safe Snap module. I don't know if you've heard about it. The Safe Snap DAO module, which is a bit similar, where when you make a proposal, it will raise a question on reality.eth, which is a bond escalation mechanism where people can challenge the question by posting double the bond after than the previous one. And then in the end, if it's still not okay, it goes to arbitration most of the time in Kleros too. And because this is a module integrated into Gnosis Safe, it's getting a lot of traction and it's being really popular. While Kleros Governor, we didn't have really a lot of marketing on it, so we are using it internally with Proof of Humanity because this Safe Snap module didn't exist yet. This one is getting a lot of traction. So I'm telling you this just because it might be interesting for you to also have a look at having compatibility with this Safe Snap module, just because it's getting a lot of traction. That was just information on the way. But yes, for the Kleros DAO Proof of Humanity DAO is working with this Kleros Governor smart contract, which is just you submit a transaction payload, there's a dispute resolution process. If no one challenges, it executes automatically. If someone challenged, it will wait for the resolution of the case to either execute it or not execute it. That's how it works right now. And what was interesting and what Umberto was thinking about is that in Proof of Humanity DAO, a bot has been built that can give role to specific members of channels saying you have been verified as a human in Proof of Humanity, meaning that you can add to this sybil resistance on the Discord, meaning you could only allow verified human to vote on Discord, which is good, and I think in most usage of your bots, it would be good to have a similar sybil resistance mechanism, because people could try to create a lot of Discord bots to try to game the vote on some proposals. So it's good to have both these things. And so Umberto and I thought that it could be a good thing to experiment on the Proof of Humanity Discord, because you could have this sybil resistance integrated. Right now, how it's working on Proof of Humanity, it's a basic snapshot. The off-chain voting is done on snapshot, where the strategy on snapshot is only allowing people address registered in the Proof of Humanity registry to vote. That's how it's working right now. Yeah, so this is something about the architecture. And I was wondering if you had thought more on the functionality level, if you were thinking that people using this Discord bot, or DAOs using this Discord bot, would use it for all of their proposals, or maybe you could keep some of the high-level proposals that need a lot of debate and more time on snapshot, and maybe some more quick proposal to give quickly some budget to someone could be done by the Discord bot. That's what maybe there's different type of proposals for different type of solutions. Like Discord bot, I feel like it could be useful for things that needs to go fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's our idea.
And for the very important proposals, critical ones, maybe sometimes people could miss it if it's only on the governance channel of the Discord, and maybe it would still be good to have some equivalence to the snapshot page, to have a bit more, I don't know how to say it, stable voting. But I think both ways are good, but Discord makes it more dynamic for quick proposals. I don't know what's your opinion, Umberto, on that.
Yes, I mean, our idea was always to have something that works at least 99% of the time. So it's going to be easy. And then maybe, as you said, I mean, I don't know much about the snapshot. I mean, I know what it is, you know, it's what it's based on. But it's also our expertise. I mean, DAOs and voting things. This came as an integration with Aragon out of the blue. But what we understood from the Aragon team and from the people we talked with is like this was super easy, because most of the discussions were being done inside the Discord channels. So it was like an easy way to have visibility of what is being voted and everything. So maybe it makes sense what you said, like having some part of the proposals being done in places like a snapshot and others directly in Discord.
So, excuse me, I have a cold.
No problem.
Yeah, I just read what you said on the chat, Umberto. That looks good. But on your point 4, enable verified humans to vote on snapshot within Discord. I think the current architecture of the Witnet solution right now, it's actually replacing snapshot. Okay. Because it's directly looking at the vote on Discord and executing the transaction to Aragon or Kleros governor. I don't know if it can be done if we can have a snapshot proposal.
No, I didn't mind that.
On Discord.
I mean that thing, just to have the binding votes directly there. So what my commentary on this is that we would like to have the bot and this integration from the very beginning of the proposals, not just for the binding votes, but since the discussion, so that it can maybe tag all verified humans from the server. Hey, there is a proposal going, and one thing. And then second thing is that people can then the bot passes the proposal to the next phase that is signalizing when, let's say, the bot understands that there is a discussion going, because the way of governance for the discussions is if the discussion gets traction by the community, then passes to a signaling. But if the proposal gets ignored, then the community doesn't mind about it. So it will get just archived, right? Mm-hmm. In this case, the bot should identify that there are, like, I don't know, 5, 10, we need to put a threshold of people writing there. And if this happens, then it should pass the proposal to the next phase without the person needing to update the text, putting phase 2 signalizing. And then update it also with the buttons of upvote, downvote, or thumbs up, thumbs down, so that it can pass to the next phase of, yes, we signalize that we want this to happen, or no, we don't want it, and so on. So that's what I was willing to say on that part.
It's sort of a filter. So it will filter out those proposals that are relevant or not for the audience. Yeah. Okay.
Give me a second. My computer will turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so Umberto shared a bit it needs to be a community thing. We need to find someone to work on it from the Discord administrator team or things like that. That's what it can be direct like that, but it would be great to test it. Umberto will share it with the Discord admin, and we will, I guess, discuss it in the community to see who has some time to maybe work on it with you, and then I and the Kleros team can help you do the little change that needs to be done to integrate with the Kleros governor contract. But then the whole testing thing needs to be done as part of the DAO. So
So the bot and everything we do is open source. So it's so there is I mean, in the same way, you are not certain who is going to work on that. We cannot also say we don't know yet how much effort we can put on the table. So, but of course, count with our goodwill to do as much as we can and help as much as we can, and also know that it's open source. So we'll be even more than happy if somebody builds out something with something we did as a proof of concept, and it's really meaningful and serve a purpose for another project. So.
Yeah. And on my side, I will keep the solution in mind also, because we are talking with a lot of DAOs that want to improve their governance, sometimes use Kleros as arbitrator for some proposals. And if they, I will tell them also, these guys, if you want to do your voting on Discord, that's a possibility.
I mean, it's for me, the key is to understand, like, I suppose most of the voting, if they are legit, they are not being disputed or challenged. So that's why we thought this integration made sense, because the idea is like having most of the time, having votings and having like the transaction being triggered automatically without any human intervention. And that was the idea, to ease the way of discussing things and having like a direct consequence, like granting funds or whatever. So.
Yes.
And always this can only work if you have Kleros or Aragon or some dispute mechanism behind. Otherwise, it doesn't work, to be honest. As you know, there are some reactions monitor there, and these security assumptions only hold if you have such things behind. So just to be clear.
Umberto, you are way more involved day to day than me in the community right now. What would you see as the next step? We can make a talk about it on Discord. We can make a post about it, not a proposal, but just talking about it, see if it interests people, presenting the solution, and then see if we can find some motivated people in the community to work on a proof of concept using that, something like that.
Yeah, so today in the morning, we had a meeting, Ted, Justin, and Senga and other people that connected for the UI, UX improvement. And yeah, we were saying that the path to go is to make a discussion thread where we can put this as a project where we say we need, like, this is the idea, we need this kind of people, like these skills, and we need these resources to make it happen. And so I think will be the same thing, because what we will do is ask the resources once that it's proven, and put these resources as bounties so that we can leverage the Gitcoin dev community to make it happen. And we will be paying in UBI to also leverage the adoption of the token. So the community, like, we will find somebody from the community, because there is a lot of people in the community saying, I want to contribute, but they don't have the time to go through all the Telegram and Discord channels to check what's going on. They just need to be told, like, hey, there is these two things that we need, and then somebody will be doing it. We have 8,000 people. So, and there is a Gitcoin community that is also very big. So I will say that if we could make this after this call as a project and start like breaking it down into deliverables and into the requirements for these deliverables, we can have it. We can have it done. And also, other thing that I want to say is that I see this as a win-win for Witnet, for Proof of Humanity, Kleros, and the whole DAO ecosystem, because like any DAO that requires this voting, then it will benefit from having this complete solution with sybil resistant and with this full governance process that is not just the binding vote, but from the discussion that I was saying. And another thing is that Owoki was saying in the HCC that they are requiring a way to directly put into communication delegates with delegators. And this is something that the Witnet Oracle can do with this same integration. And we did a demo where I have somebody gave me her vote, so I am her delegate. And what we did is we took the information from a snapshot of who the address that delegated the vote, and because this person is proven as a human in Discord, then we created a private group where I am in direct contact with my delegator, and I do not need to know this person to create this channel, because the bot created the channel for me, and then all the people that delegated the vote to me will be added to the channel, and we can start communicating. And this is something that Proof of Humanity requires, but Gitcoin is requiring and funding, because with this Moonspace collective space, I don't know, like they are kickstarting things for DAOs. And they, Owoki said in the HCC, we will be funding this to happen, and we can do it with our integration of Kleros, Proof of Humanity, Witnet.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it could be good to start a high-level specification in a document, maybe that we can share.
Yeah.
Work on it together, and then propose that maybe to the Moonshot Collective or as a bounty. Would be good as a next step.
To the Proof of Humanity DAO and simultaneously to the Moonshot Collective. But yeah, let's do that. Let's start with a shared document where we can start working there, and then when we are fine with it, we can propose it.
All right.
Sounds great.
Thank you, guys. I will have to in 1 minute, but it was really great. Let's keep working on this.
Perfect. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Humberto.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Sí, es bueno verlos.